First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin. I am here. I'm just excited on today. Of course, we have one of our featured children's authors here joining me this afternoon, author Peggy Palmer. And of course, I am going to slide over because I want you to come on, Peggy. I want you to do me one kind favor. I want you to simply introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is Peggy Palmer?
I am from Ohio. I cherish all the seasons. I've lived here all my life. And my most treasured role is mom and wife. I started my career as a 7th and 8th grade teacher and then moved on to nonprofits, executive leadership. I've been doing that for 25 years. Wow. I was a Head Start director at Westside Ecumenical Ministry. I got to see all those 3 to 5-year-olds every day. Then I was a program officer at Recovery Resources, which helped people triumph over drug and alcohol addiction. And now I am the Chief Human Resource Officer at Beachbrook, where our mission is to help children and families thrive. And this, of course, as you know, because I wrote the children's book, it aligns with my personal mission. But really, I'd really love to talk about the book because it's not about me. It's about the kids and the important messages in the books for the kids.
Right. Wow. I tell you, I had no idea that your resume was so extensive. And wow. I mean, that is amazing. But, you know, and if we were to talk a little bit more in detail, and I'm sure we'll get that opportunity soon, we will find out that we have a tremendous amount of things in common. And wow, but nevertheless, Treasure of the Heart. That's your latest release. Now, before we talk about this, is this actually your first release, or is this a follow-up to something you've previously written before?
Yes, this is my second children's book, actually, and my first one was called Gather the Good. And so the second one is called Treasure of the Heart, and it's part of the Gather the Good series. So the first book was about, it followed my daughter Allie, and you'll see that my adult kids are the focus of the book. And it followed my daughter Allie, and it talked about how can we find the good, like even in the rain. We can find the good.
Right.
Listen to the sounds, and it can soothe our soul and help us relax. So that was the first book. And the second book, Treasure of the Heart, follows my son Joe. And this one has a cultural humility component to it. And cultural humility, I just want people to listen with their hearts and their minds and make a commitment to self-evaluation and self-exploration and the willingness to learn from others and about their culture and about their race and about all of the things that make people different.
Right.
And so this book is what I want to do is help kids feel loved, create an environment of inclusiveness to create a legacy of kindness and hopefully for future generations, people can look at my work and also all the ways and all the people who are in it. This book, Kevin, wow. When I wrote this book, I talked to so many people because of the cultural humility component.
Right.
I want to talk to everyone I knew that was beautifully different from me. So I talked to Sydney, for instance, who said the phrase when I talked to her, "Black girl magic." And I said, "Oh, that is so going in the book. I love that." So it made it in the book.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. I have names in there from different cultures. So my daughter's friend Anuj, and he is Indian, so that name is in there. If I could, I'd like to read you one line from the book. Is that
Oh, no,
okay?
that is absolutely fabulous. Please do. And please, if you want to go 2 lines, go ahead.
Okay. So my son's name is Joey, and he is Cuban, and he says, but why focus on the differences on the outside, like my browner skin, my darker and curlier hair, when our hearts and love are the same? Your
Mm,
inside and outside are wonderful parts of you because you are a treasure. So it's important to love all of you. And so that's another message of the book. Like, it's important to have self love and love all of what you are.
right.
So yeah, so that was, that's one line from the book that just, says a lot, and he wants to celebrate differences and the love of friends and everything that they are. And he wants to gather good in the hearts and let everyone know that they all matter.
Right.
So those are the things that I want to get across in the book. And this one, like I said, we added the cultural. Also, I have a cousin who lives in Scotland,
Hmm.
so he calls his mom Mom. And then we talk about the Spanish language and how they call their grandma Abuela, and we give some foods from the Spanish language. So we try, and all of the people in the book, all the kids are based on real people that I know in my life. And so
Right.
I took a lot of time exploring it, and it was just it was one of the best experiences of my life. It's always been a dream of my life to share with children and hopefully um, help them with curiosity and finding love for themselves and celebrating differences and all of that. So
Wow.
that's
Well, I mean, this is I'm learning more about you in the first 5, 10 minutes of this conversation than I've done over the past 2 weeks. Wow. First of all, this book is really a part of a series.
yes, called Gather the Good. The series is called Gather the Good.
And
Hmm.
that was the first publication.
Right.
All
That
right.
was the first publication. And the second one is, as we talked about, Treasure of the Heart. And
Treasure.
yeah, Treasure of the Heart.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'd also like to just throw out there that both books are illustrated by Rosemarie Gillum. And the illustration of a children's book is so important to the final product. You know, on the
Yeah.
last on the last page, it has a heart, and it says, "You are loved." And Joey is holding that heart up, and it lists all the treasures that Joey found. Like celebrating differences, helping hands, acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
boundaries,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
friendship, all of those things. But the most important thing, and I said to my kids when the book came out, the most important thing for me is to have all these little children reading these books and the grandparents reading them to their grandkids, to see that heart that says you are loved and take it in,
Right.
because that's the most important thing.
Well, I have a comment on our chat room and on our contact page here from Mr. Price, Futrell. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to say that last name. Price. Well, Futrell. I don't want to mess it up, but he said it's amazing to see that individuals love to focus on our children, but to
Mhm.
focus but to focus on our children and ethnicity is even more amazing. I would love to get more information on your first book as well.
Okay.
And that's the
So
comment he made.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate the comment that you wrote in. And both books are now available at Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. And I'm published through Halo, which is my publisher.
Hmm.
And also, if you want signed books, I'm happy to do that too, and send them to you.
Well,
Uh,
I'm going
so
to say this. I'm not going to let you forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network down here in the lower left hand corner of everything. You know, we're in small print, but we're here.
yes, you
All
are,
right,
and
all right.
I'm very happy for the opportunity, Kevin. I really appreciate that you invited me on, and also I think this is a great forum for children's book authors, and saw my picture there on the page, and it made me feel really nice. So I also encourage people to donate to you so you
Yeah.
can keep up your good work.
I am going to try my very best to continue to do what I'm doing. I love the fact that people interact with us here, especially during a time like this. For those that don't know, let me reassure you. Let me say this: Peggy is one of our featured children's authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network. We are located at gmap1.com. That's gmap1.com. If you go to our broadcast network platform, you'll see an area titled Featured Authors. I made a little adjustment, and if you click on that tab that simply says Featured Authors, you'll be led to a location that also specifies that you can see even more authors, and that is our featured children's authors. You know, click on that tab, it'll take you to the necessary location. You'll see a copy of the current publication that I'm currently showing you on our television screen, Treasure of the Heart, written by, of course, one of our featured children's authors, Peggy Palmer. And I want to send a shout out to the illustrator, Rosemarie Gillen. I want to say outstanding and amazing. And I can see Treasure of the Heart. I can see Gather. Wait, I got to make sure I get it right. Gather the Good.
You got it,
Okay,
Kevin.
Gather the Good.
Mhm.
I can see these as possibly becoming an animated series. So all you animators out there, and you're looking for things to do and you're looking for people to work with, I know there's not a shortage of people to work with because I got over 75 children's book authors on our page right now. So when you consider moving forward and going into the animational process to have another project added to your resume, I want you to
I
look. I,
Yes, I absolutely love that. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think that these characters can come to life and teach children to be curious, to be kind, and I really think it would be a great idea.
well, I'm going to say this. I'm a little upset with you right now. Yeah,
And why is that,
I,
Kevin?
I'm just going to be upset um, because after this comment that I received over here in our chat room, of course, for those that don't know, our live chat um, is on our broadcast network site, and it's in the lower right hand corner. You can chat with me individually. You can chat with me on an individual basis live. And this one I received from Price. He brought something to my attention. We can't have one publication on without having the other one
Mm, okay.
because it's a process, and if it's a part of a series, if you notice on our broadcast network site, there's some individuals that have 4 books.
Right, right. I did see that.
Because the reason being, they stepped up, Peggy, and they stepped out on faith, and they wanted to present the series. Now,
Hmm.
if I can't begin, it's almost like watching a movie, but all you see is part 3.
Well, I will say that both of these books stand individually on their own with their concepts, and so we have different people in the second book than we have in the first book. The only people that are steady in both books are my children, Elise, who we call Allie, Joe, and also Tony. So those three are in both books. In the second book, we even added a little doggy named Boo, because my son had a dog for 10, 12 years, and then unfortunately he passed away. So we put Boo in there, so he will be in our lives in perpetuity.
Boo.
And the third book, Boo, little
Boo.
dog.
I just like that. I'm sorry. I'm laughing and I'm smiling and I'm happy at the same time.
He's in the book, and then the third book will be centered around my pony. So that's why it's a series. But please believe me, you don't have to read one to go to two. They are absolutely books on their own.
Well, I don't think that was the point I was trying to make. The point that I was trying to make is the variety and the versatility. Because when you look at Gather the Good and then you dive into Treasure of the Heart, these books have foundation. They have a purpose. It's not just entertainment.
No, you're right.
And I mean, based on your 7-page resume, based on your 7-page resume, because if you start from the beginning with your resume, it's got to be at least 7 pages. So I'm just saying, based on your resume, it sounds to me, now correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me that a lot of things that are I'm getting a national alert on I think everybody might be getting that.
Yeah.
No action required by the public, so we're okay. So, based on your 7-page resume, you're incorporating a lot of history / experiences / personal values into your books.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you one thing. Treasure of the Heart, the cover, that cover is amazing. The cover, I mean, it's I think I told you this when I first spoke with you.
Yes.
I said when I looked at the cover, it grabbed me.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that, because I do want to make sure that when people look at the cover, that they'll see that we have diversity in the book and we're celebrating and that sort of thing. So I'm really happy we chose that one.
Tell us about book 3.
Book 3 isn't started yet. It's in my brain.
But that's the only place it needs to be.
Yeah, that's right.
And no. I beg to differ, because if it's in your brain, it has started.
Yes, you're right.
Everything we do in life begins with a thought.
I absolutely agree with you, and I believe that we can look at our thoughts and make sure that we focus on what we need to focus on, the positive, and sometimes not even pay attention to that negative that's coming up. But how I wrote this second book, it all happened in about 6 months. So you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen really quickly. But yeah, the third book is going to be about my youngest, who is Tony, and he is my bonus son. I got Tony from marriage, but we've been together ever since he was before 7th grade. So we've had a long run together. And the third book is going to focus on Tony and maybe single parenting with a dad and that sort of thing. So it's still rolling around in my brain. I just got this published a month ago. So it's
Wow.
still, Treasure of the Heart is still very new.
Well,
So
well, well.
uh,
Let me share this, Peggy. Your books don't get old.
no,
So
no.
this is just the second part two, because
Yeah,
you even say it, and you even say it on the cover. Gather the good series.
right,
See,
right,
just because it doesn't lead in from one book to the other, the Gather the Good series has speaks volume. Book one,
right,
you had to Gather the Good series. Book
right,
two, Treasure of the Heart. That's Gather the Good series. See, so
right.
all I'm saying is I'm going to be very upset with you if by the end of the day I don't have Gather the Good on our broadcast network site.
Okay, I can give it to you. I
I
would be happy
I'm
to.
gonna
What a
hang
wonderful opportunity.
I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm gonna call Comcast. I'm gonna call everybody and say I don't even know who Peggy Palmer is.
No, I will make sure that you have it by end of day.
God bless you, and of course I am grateful, honored. If someone wanted to reach out to you, and I'm sure if they don't, in fact, catch this particular live airing or on our partner network, our partners network will be airing this conversation as well. And let me double check. October 18th. Let me do my drum roll. That's all I have. So Wednesday, October 18th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Author Peggy will have an exclusive live on-air interview at the Comcast Cable Company with the Comcast Broadcast Network. I'm excited for it's going to be at 1 p.m. So those of you that are inviting Comcast into your home, we to take a look. It's going to be an exclusive live on-air conversation featured on children's author Peggy Palmer. Again, that's Wednesday, October 18th at 1 o'clock p.m. I'm encouraging you to tune in. Let us know what you're thinking. I'm going to say something else. Make sure when you order the publications, go through Amazon or whomever, come through GMAP and say hi first, and then order your copies. But when you do order your copies, I want you to do us a favor and take that extra step and please leave a review. Okay?
That,
So,
that would be really helpful. I appreciate it.
say it with me, Peggy. Leave a
Leave a
a
review.
review. Period.
Yes.
You know, and it will help. It will be a blessing to Peggy. It'll be a blessing to myself. It'll even be a blessing to Rosemarie Gillen. Is that how? Am I saying her name right?
You said it exactly right.
Man,
Rosemary.
I am on fire over here. Yes, I told you, Peggy, we was gonna have some fun. Now, Peggy, I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Rosemarie will appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. Amazon will appreciate it. Everybody appreciates it. So, what I'm saying all that to say this: please leave a review. Now, Peggy, I want you to do me a favor. If in fact, and I want to also tell you that the way you sent me your book trailer, I couldn't retrieve it.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
I'll
was
get.
yeah.
I'll
That was the problem.
different way.
Well,
All right.
we can use a couple different scenarios. We can use WeTransfer. I don't know how many megabytes are on it, but when I'm done here, I'm going to make sure I talk to you to get that because it's very, very, very important that I have it. First of all, second of all, I need to be able to air that trailer throughout the day here on GMAP, and I want to send it over to our partner network so they can air it prior to your conversations on their platforms as well.
Right. And I'm also at Gather the Good on Facebook. So if anybody wants to go to that page, they could go to that page too.
Whoop, Gather the Good on Facebook.
right?
Now, is there any other contact information that you would like to share with us? Prior to my final question of the day.
I don't think so. Gather the Good on Facebook. And also you can go to my Amazon author page. I think that's it.
Well, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go there and do what I do because I love what I'm doing and I'm doing what I love. Um, when you look back over the process, the Gather the Good series began. It began mentally in your mind. It jumped down to your heart because now it's something that you're dedicated and determined to accomplish during this journey.
Yeah.
So you did that. You got Gather the Good, then you got Treasure of the Heart, and now you got book 3 in. It's a process because you thought about it. It's going to jump into your heart, and it's going to be a part of that journey.
Right.
When you look at that process and you say, what's next for Peggy Palmer beyond this point? Tell us.
Well, I actually, with this, I would love to go into schools and share teachings from the books and also talk with parents. I have raised 3 really good people, and I think sometimes parents of small children may need a little guidance at sometimes, and I would love to do that. And I don't know, I think that spreading the cultural humility component is really good, and that's what I want to do next. I
Wow.
just want to keep spreading the word about that kids are loved and that they have a choice, that they can figure out. It's our choice every day whether they're going to be positive or negative and
Yeah.
what that they
Yeah.
focus on. So
Wow.
yeah.
I'm going to say this. And I have no dishonor for schools and the teachers.
Mhm.
But I do believe that the things we're teaching has already been taught. And
Yes.
the reason I'm saying that is because we can almost go to the internet and get any answer we want in life,
Right.
except the answer to life.
Yes.
And when I say the answer to life, it's publications like this one that they don't teach. It's publications like Treasure of the Heart, where you have to dig deep into the inside and not the outside. When you have to dig deep and show people the outside with the different ethnic groups, with the different nationalities, with the different languages, with all the different ways that we are learning the same thing. Oh my!
Yes. We need to continue to teach our children about the power of love and care
Yeah.
for themselves and for everyone around them.
See, that's that 7-page resume I was talking about. See, now it's kicking, now it's kicking in. I see, and it's amazing because you do have an extensive, I guess you can say I mean, you have a huge, uh, uh, what's a good word I can use? I want to say you have what it takes to be able to put out publications like this one, and
Well,
being in fields like drug rehabilitation and being in another field of nonprofit organizations, and I mean, and the list goes on. I mean, I can't remember all 7 pages, but uh, I tell you, it's fabulous, and I think it's necessary when you say go by the school. And how many schools do we have around the world?
right.
And I'm not talking about just U.S. schools.
Mhm. Very true.
You can't just talk about the schools here in the U.S. You got to talk about schools around the world. You got to talk about schools in other countries. I mean,
Right.
and there are so many countries, Peggy. So I'm in 176 countries, and I didn't even know there was that many countries in the world. And then they tell me there's a whole lot more. My goodness.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
So.
well, maybe you and I should go just buy a country. Ah! And then we can bring the school to us. Oh, wow, I tell you. But I think it's an amazing thing. And one last time, I just want to thank you so much. Number one, for being here with me today. I want to thank you so much for accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. And I want to say this. You do have our phone number, and I want you to use
Yes.
it. I want you to call me. I want you to connect with me. I want you to tell me what you're doing, when you're doing it, where you're doing it, why you're doing it, all that great stuff. And
Will.
I want you to know that anything you want us to assist you with during this journey, if you call and let us know, the answer will always be yes, and you'll never have to ask me twice.
Okay, Kevin. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I appreciate this opportunity.
I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna let you have your closing remarks, your final words of the day, and I'm gonna move on, and then I'm gonna have you hold on because I got to get some information from you and find another way to get that additional book trailer here so I could be able to air that this afternoon and send it over to our partner networks as well. So with that being
Oh,
said, I'm going to move over and let you have the floor with your closing remarks and final words of the day. So Peggy Palmer, the floor is yours.
all right. I would like to go straight to the book and say, Joey says, yes, we can celebrate our differences and love our friends for everything they are. We can gather the good of their hearts and let them know we all matter. Love, that's who we all are.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much, too. I really appreciate it, Kevin. Have a great day.
Featured children's author Peggy Palmer here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin, always doing something I love, and I'm loving what I'm doing right here on the number one station in the nation, GMAP Broadcast Network. That's GMAP1.com. Want you to continue to tune in throughout the day. Outstanding programs, outstanding guests, outstanding whatever you want, music, videos. And I tell you, I am blessed, and I want to make sure that me, as well as those that are a part of this platform, be a blessing to you and yours. In the meantime, peace. God bless you. Take care. Take it easy. And if it's good to you, well, you know the routine. Take it twice. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. I got to get some information from Peggy, but we'll have her back soon because I'm going to rewind the tape and press play, and we're going to invite her back on another day soon, just to focus on, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I'm going to go there and say, we're going to say, gather the good. We're going to start from the beginning. In the meantime, take
Okay.
care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye, everybody.